Imagine this, you're settling in for another night in Kansas City, hoping for a calm before training camp, but instead, there's a storm brewing inside Arrowhead, and it's not the kind you'd expect. The spotlight is now on a man we once hoped would bring fireworks, Hollywood Brown. That's right, the Kansas City Chiefs may be about to say goodbye to wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown, and it's not even months since the season started. We're talking before it even started. So what's driving this surprising move, and how did we get here? Hang tight, because this story could change the entire landscape of the Chiefs' offense, and you won't want to miss a second of it. Be sure to hit that like button and follow along as I tell you all about it. Let's rewind. Brown was signed with high expectations after a disappointing stint in Arizona. A former first-round pick out of Oklahoma who once was known for tearing through the secondary with his lightning-fast speed, Hollywood arrived in Kansas City with a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. The organization didn't cost a fortune, just a one-year, $3.5 million contract, but the message was clear, show that you still have what it takes. Except, we never really got to see it. An untimely injury in the preseason made Brown virtually invisible for most of the year. He appeared in just 5 games, amassing just 91 receiving yards in the regular season. Yes, he played in 3 postseason games, but his impact? Minimal. 5 receptions on 13 targets. He barely went unnoticed by a team chasing another title. Now, the conversation has flipped from Hollywood's comeback to Hollywood's exit strategy. According to Pro Football Network, Brown was already considered a top trade candidate before the draft. Now that the Chiefs have selected Jalen Royals, a true outside receiver with contested catch skills and vertical burst, Brown's role looks even shakier. Royals isn't just some developmental prospect. If he flashes in camp and the preseason, there's a very real scenario where Brown is squeezed out of the rotation again. Think about this. Right now, Marquise Brown is likely the 4th target in this offense behind Rashee Rice, first-rounder Xavier Worthy, and the eternal Travis Kelce. That's a steep drop for a guy who once posted over 1,000 receiving yards with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. But should the Chiefs really pull the trigger now? Here's where it gets complicated. This wide receiver room might look stacked on paper, but there are cracks in the foundation. Rashee Rice is not only returning from injury, he's also facing a potential suspension. Xavier Worthy, the lightning-quick rookie out of Texas, has his own off-field concerns to address. Juju Smith-Schuster? Often banged up, and his best days might be behind him. Even Jalen Royals, as exciting as he is, hasn't played a single NFL snap yet. And let's not forget, Hollywood Brown still offers value. He can stretch the field, line up in the slot, and even serve as a depth insurance policy if chaos strikes. Trading him now could backfire in a big way. And what's the return anyway? Let's be real. Hollywood isn't going to fetch you a day 2 draft pick. At best, you're looking at a 5th rounder, maybe, and that's for the next draft since 2025's already passed. So what's the upside here? You save a few $1,000,000 and lose a potential contributor? Doesn't exactly scream championship move. Tyler Jones, our own fearless voice inside the Chiefs community, laid it out perfectly. With how the passing game is evolving, no longer running exclusively through Kelce, the need for multiple versatile weapons is only increasing. This is now a collective effort. There's room for multiple roles, and Brown's speed and experience, even in a limited role, could still be the difference between a 2 ND 7 and a 65-yard touchdown. Now let's entertain the other side. If, and that's a big if, Kansas City does shop Hollywood, where could he land? Well, Jones laid out a few intriguing destinations. The Pittsburgh Steelers are thin after parting ways with George Pickens. The Carolina Panthers? They'll take just about anyone to help out Bryce Young. Chicago could be a fun reunion with Joe Toney, and they've got Caleb Williams to feed. Dallas, already armed with C.D. Lamb, might be one piece away. And don't forget New England, they grabbed Stephon Diggs, but Drake may still needs options. Each of those squads could plug Brown in as an immediate weapon. But here's the catch, and the tension that makes this story irresistible for every Chiefs fan. The risk of trading Brown isn't just about losing a player. It's about rolling the dice on unknowns. On unproven rookies. On guys with red flags. It's about betting your wide receiver depth won't get tested during the marathon of a 17-game season. Because if it does, And if you already shipped out Brown for a future fifth-round flyer, good luck replacing him when the games start to really matter. So I turn it over to you, Chiefs Kingdom. Should Kansas City pull the trigger and trade Hollywood Brown while he still holds some value? Or is he exactly the kind of depth piece we'll be desperate to have in December? Type T if you think it's time to trade him. Type K if you believe he should stay. Let us know in the comments. And here's where things get really interesting. Because while some in Chiefs Kingdom are ready to move on from Hollywood Brown, there's another side of the conversation that deserves your full attention. The truth is, this isn't just about stats or cap space. It's about the DNA of a team chasing a dynasty. It's about trust, continuity, and the priceless value of having a veteran in the room when the pressure cranks up to 11. Let's be honest. The Chiefs are walking into 2025 with one of the most exciting, yet unproven, wide receiver groups in the NFL. Xavier Worthy has track star speed, but he hasn't faced an NFL secondary yet. Jalen Royals is drawing rave reviews, but until he wins one-on-one matchups against pro corners, it's all projection. Rashee Rice could be suspended for part of the year, and even if he's not, we've seen promising second-year players stall out before. That leaves a gaping need for anyone, who knows how to play in a Super Bowl-caliber offense and stay calm when the moment gets big. That's where Hollywood Brown still holds value. He's been there. He's played under the lights. And while his production has dipped, the skill set is still there. Speed doesn't vanish overnight. With Andy Reid's system and Patrick Mahomes at the controls, there's no telling how explosive Brown could still be in spot duty or rotational packages. It's not about volume anymore. It's about the right play at the right time. And let's talk about Mahomes for a second. We know Patrick thrives with chemistry and timing. Hollywood now has a full offseason in Kansas City, something he didn't get last year. That matters. That's the kind of intangible that can turn a fringe contributor into a postseason hero. Just ask Mecole Hardman. Now, if the Chiefs do decide to move him, the landing spot becomes critical. You don't want to hand a playoff team a weapon that might come back to haunt you. Pittsburgh? Dallas? New England? They're all potential opponents in January. Trade him wrong, and you might be watching Brown torch your secondary in a win-or-go-home game. That's the kind of move that keeps GMs up at night. So once again, Chiefs Kingdom, we've laid out the full picture. You've heard the trade logic. You've heard the case to keep him. The cap hit is manageable, the risk is low, and the upside? Potentially massive. But only one thing is certain, the clock is ticking, and a decision is coming. Now we want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should the Chiefs ride it out with Hollywood, or cash in while they can? And if you made it this far, do us a favor, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on those notifications. We're dropping Chiefs content like this all offseason long. From trades to training camp, if it happens in Kansas City, you'll see it here first. Let's keep building the best Chiefs community on YouTube together. Go Chiefs!